Hi everyone, it's Temi with YellowSparksJoy. Welcome to my channel. Now for today's video, I'm going to be chatting a little bit about the price increases in the designer goods market over the last couple of years. So in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about what's been going on price-wise in the market, and then I'm going to talk specifically about Coach and the new direction that they are heading as a business. And then finally, I'm going to give my personal opinion on everything. But first, I really want to know what you guys think. Would you guys rather buy designer handbags? And when I say designer, I mean both luxury designer and contemporary designer. Would you rather buy designer handbags at higher prices than you bought them last year? Or would you rather buy affordable brands? So for example, the fast fashion brands like Zara, brands on Amazon, Mango, Aldo, those types of brands. So would you continue to buy designer handbag brands, or would you prefer to look to alternatives from affordable fast fashion brands, bearing in mind that even these designer brands are now trending towards the fast fashion lane? So let me know what you guys would do. So thanks to the pandemic in the last 3 years, there has definitely been a shift in the economy worldwide. Now, 2 years ago, we began to see an increase in prices in the luxury goods market, specifically with Chanel. I think they were the first to start the obvious increases, and then it just kept on going from there. Last year was when they had the most price increases, if I can remember correctly, and there was a whole debate about why, what are they trying to do? It's too much, not in the time of a pandemic, blah, blah, blah. But again, there were very many people of the opinion that it's a luxury brand. Luxury is not affordable to everyone, and they are a business and they're very well within their rights to run their business how they see fit. Many other brands have followed in the same vein, and this has now even trickled down to contemporary design brands. So I know also last year Tory Burch tried to do the same thing. They increased their prices on a couple of items. They decreased them later. I think they decreased some early this year, but there was a definite increase with Tory Burch pricing last year. Earlier this year, Michael Kors prices increased again. That I'm certain. Like even at the Michael Kors outlet, there was a significant increase in their prices. Now, my beloved Coach has come and announced to the public that they are changing their brand strategy from affordable luxury to expressive luxury. Now, yes, we're not seeing these price increases just in the luxury goods market. It's happening with everything economy-wise. Even with our necessities and everyday items, we're seeing not just inflation, but also shrinkflation. And that's where the prices are remaining the same, but the packaging and what you get for that amount of money is becoming smaller. And it got me thinking, when I really love mini bags, don't get me wrong, I'm so into mini bags. I have videos on a number of mini bags that I have in my collection on my channel already. But it got me thinking about mini bags, especially since so many brands are doing mini bags so much more. Like they're bringing out mini versions of many of their classics, and it got me thinking, is this a way, or is this a form of shrinkflation as well? What do you guys think? I mean, you're getting tinier handbags for prices that we would usually have bought like medium-sized handbags for. So you're paying the price of what a medium-sized bag would have cost 3 years ago for a very tiny bag, and we're like, oh, it's so cute, you can't resist. I actually have Coach is coming out with 4 new mini bags very soon.
So I was talking about the new heart bags that were just released this past week by Coach. At the time of filming this video, I had only heard that they were coming. They were not out yet, but they are out now, and I will leave a link to those bags in the description box below.
Look out for that. Like, I have my eye on one particular one. So it got me thinking, is this also a form of shrinkflation in the designer space? Who knows? But that is what we're seeing in the world right now. And even the fast fashion brands, the high street brands, are also doing the same thing. It's just that there's much more spotlight on the designer brands than fast fashion brands. But I do know that Zara has had an increase in their clothing and their handbags. There are some prices I've seen at Zara, and I backtrack and I'm like, is this Zara? You know, that kind of thing. I know H&M started about 2 years ago to do like their H&M elevated line, where they had like a little bit better quality for more for a higher price. So you could either choose to buy that from that line or the regular H&M line, and gradually more of their pieces are trending. They're focusing more on that high-end line. So basically we're seeing these increases everywhere. Now for Coach, they came out with a statement recently saying that they are changing their brand direction and moving away from affordable luxury to expressive luxury. And I was very confused at what this meant. So I went on the internet and I found this article. So I'm just going to read what Coach was quoted as saying. So they're saying that they carried out a research, and this is the result of the research that was done. Consumers care more about participation than ownership now. They want to regularly switch up their self-expression instead of investing in one item worn the same way for life. We're seeing consumers make trade-offs that prioritize affordability and trend over sustainability, and increasingly recognize the dissonance of these choices. So the research was conducted on mostly Gen Z and the Gen Z population, and they focused on this population because they're saying that those are the next set of consumers that they're going to be catering towards. That will be their clientele from now and even into the future. So they wanted to shift their brand direction to focus on those sets of people, and I totally understand that. Like it's succession planning, it's planning for the future, it's taking your business to where you want it to go and where you want it to be in the future. However, they're saying that these consumers prioritize affordability and trend over sustainability. Now, if this is the case, why are you increasing prices? Because consumers that prioritize trends over sustainability are not going to want to invest heavily in something that is going to be here today and gone tomorrow. Now, if you go to the resale market for luxury brands such as LV, they have their classic pieces and then they have the trendy pieces, which makes me think that everybody is involved in fast fashion these days, not just high street brands, not just contemporary designers. Even the luxury designers are involved in fast fashion. Take a look at Hermes, for example. They have their mini Kelly, they have mini everything, they have the Kelly on the go, they have the waist pouches. All of that is their participation in fast fashion. So they still have their classic pieces, and then they have the pieces that are participating in the trends. But when you look at the secondhand market, when you look at the resale market, you see what the prices are saying. This shows you what holds more value. The classic pieces always hold much more value than the trendy pieces. The trendy pieces, you are better off buying off trend, off season on the resale market. So as someone who is more interested in trends rather than sustainability, I really don't understand why I will buy an expensive piece that will lose its value over time and that I would not even want to use after a certain period of time over a more affordable piece. I hope you guys really understand what I'm saying here, because these are the thoughts I've been having in my head. So if Coach is basing their research on this new brand direction, I really see no reason why that should equal a price increase, because that defeats the rationale of their new brand direction, in my opinion. I would think rather that they will invest more in their made for factory pieces, because I felt that that was what that part of their business was supposed to provide. So they have their classic designer brand, and then they have their factory brand, their made for factory pieces for people who do not want to pay or could not afford their boutique pieces but want that same aesthetic, that same brand value, and would therefore go for the more affordable pieces. And if you look at Coach Outlet, they churn out trends and pieces month after month. Like it's almost like a game now. I almost can't keep up with their new releases and new drops, like every month or every 2 weeks. It's so fast. So you would think that they will pay more attention to that if they're looking to cater to that population of people who are interested more in trends over sustainability, because that to me means you don't care so much about the quality, you're just interested in the trend. Therefore, you'd look for something that is more affordable for you to be able to participate in that trend. And so these are my thoughts. Generally, we really don't need these things. They are luxury items. Whether you categorize brands like Tory Burch, Coach, Michael Kors, Marc Jacobs as contemporary or not, they are still luxury pieces. If push comes to shove, we all don't need more than one handbag. That's basically it. So every business is entitled to increase their prices however much they want. It's left to the consumer to decide whether or not they're going to keep on patronizing these businesses. I value quality a whole lot. I love leather. Now, if a handbag is in another material, I could consider it if the quality is not top tier. But for leather handbags, I really appreciate good quality, well-made bags. Whether this is attached to a designer name or not, doesn't really matter to me. And the reason why I love Coach as a brand was because their quality, their price point, their customer service, that as I have always experienced it, have been really good. Their aesthetics and their design as a brand is something that I could identify with, and I really, really love that as a whole, as a total package. I also think that there are certain Coach retail pieces, their higher end pieces, their glove tanned leather, full grain leather pieces that are very, very comparable to many, many luxury brands out there. The difference is the name. So I understand when with the increases in Coach, I see people say, oh, look at that Coach handbag, it's so cute. And then they see the price tag and they're like, for a Coach bag? No way, never. And I understand it, but it irritates me at the same time, because you're willing to pay the same price for a Gucci handbag, but you will not pay for a Coach handbag, which I think their quality is so much better than several other luxury pieces out there. But because it is Coach and that name doesn't carry around as much weight in the handbag space, you're not willing to spend your money on that bag. So I understand it, but it irritates me because I feel like Coach has a part to play in this. Like, it's their fault. It's because of the way they have positioned the brand, partly because of their former business strategy of affordable luxury. And now that they're shifting it, I don't see it getting any better for them. It might get better if they, one, stop their sales or decrease the amount of sales that they do. Now, if we look at other brands that are in the luxury space as a case study, you will see that their handbags hardly ever go on sale. And that plays a key factor in their handbags retaining their value and the name growing bigger and bigger. So if Coach follows that strategy, if they stop or decrease the number of sales they do in a year, if they pull their merchandise from department stores, I really, really think that it would then be able to justify their price increases a whole lot more. Will it hurt me to not be able to afford a handbag on sale? Yes, it will. I do enjoy the sales. I enjoy getting these items for a bargain. I'm not even going to pretend like I have all the money in the world. I don't. But for them to position themselves as that brand that they want to be seen as, these are the hard decisions that they're going to have to make. Another thing that I think that they really need to do to justify their price increases is to do better with their customer care. I personally have not had any negative incidents with Coach customer care. I think the best customer care I've received from any brand has been from Coach, but I've heard so many stories from other people about the quality of their service, especially over the phone, also with packaging, shipping items, delays, damaged goods, things like that. So they really, really need to up their game in that aspect if you want to justify the prices that you're going to be charging on your pieces now. And then I also think that if you're going to increase prices on your handbags, you should definitely increase the quality. All of the quality has to be that top tier quality. You can't have some pieces that are top tier, then they're discontinued tomorrow. Then you have some pieces that you're like, this should belong in the outlet. They can't keep doing that thing of they're never straightforward with what they're doing. A style is here today, gone tomorrow. This style was made with leather interior. That style is made with microfiber. That other style is made with a better quality suede interior. This style is made, they need to be more streamlined in the approach they're taking to all of their handbags. I think that if they increase the quality, aka make more handbags with leather interior, work on their hardware, their gunmetal hardware, their pewter hardware, they need to do better. It needs to stop chipping. All of these things here and there, I think would definitely justify their price increase if they're planning on continuing with this strategy long term. And so finally, I just want to say that there are so many alternative handbag brands out there, from the high street, from fast fashion brands and other contemporary designer brands as well, that I love and enjoy, and I would definitely recommend as an alternative to the increasing prices from Coach. Brands that I have in my collection, like Kate Spade, which belongs to the same company, although they have a different design outlook, but they are also a good alternative. And I'm going to do a video soon on alternative brands that have dupes of the styles that we love from contemporary designer houses. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you hit the tiny notification bell beside the subscribe button so you get notified when that video goes up. But above all, the one brand that I would definitely recommend as an alternative to Coach retail will be the Coach outlet. So yes, there's so many styles that you can find at the Coach outlet that are very, very similar to Coach retail pieces. And if you're interested in knowing which styles in these two different places are very similar, I put together a list of 10 handbags that you can find at Coach retail with their alternatives at Coach outlet. And I'll leave a link to the video right here so you can go and watch that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.